A lot of people have had concerns that Disney will end up ruining Doctor Who. This is for several reasons, some better than others and some just downright ridiculous. Some people have genuine concerns, like the show being Americanized and Disneyified to the point that it might become like one of the recently panned Marvel shows. But some criticism is completely unfounded and is unjustified, like Disney's Doctor Who only hiring Ncuti Gatwa because he's a black man to push a woke agenda, something that I personally disagree with. However, a lot of the fears around Disney have just been heightened even more. Today there was an announcement that on May 11th the new season of Doctor Who would premiere, but it would premiere at the same time everywhere. Anywhere you can watch Doctor Who, it would premiere at the same time, meaning that for people in the UK, Doctor Who, when they upload their first 2 episodes of the brand new series, it will be premiering at 12 AM in the morning. Russell T Davis wrote on Instagram, "Double Bill premiere on the Eurovision night. Episodes 1 and 2 launching together, so this is how it works. Episodes will drop simultaneously worldwide. That's midnight May 11th on the iPlayer, which is May 10th to the left of GMT for Disney+. And then the episodes will air on good old terrestrial BBC One that night, May 11th. 2 lovely episodes and then Eurovision. I mean, come on, after that 1 episode a week on Player and Disney+, midnight GMT, then BBC One that night. Doctor Who everywhere all at once." But let's go through some of the common criticisms that I've seen online about this Disney kind of announcement. Some people are very confused why for such a UK show, which is one of the biggest shows in the UK, why is it premiering at 12 AM? Other people are also concerned that the first 2 episodes of the show are dropping instead of the week by week like usual. Of course, after these first 2 episodes drop for the premiere, it will be a week by week basis. RTD himself has actually liked posts criticizing this, and he seems to agree with them. It seems like this might be a Disney thing and a Disney contract thing. A lot of people are saying that this feels incredibly Americanized, that this is being directed towards an American audience. With it being season 1, with it airing at 12 AM GMT, it seems like they're more concerned about the American audience rather than their UK audience, which is arguably their main and biggest audience. But at the end of the day, it makes sense. They're trying to keep up with what's popular at the moment. This version and variety of streaming is what is the latest big thing. They don't want to be stuck in the past, and I can completely get it. They also want to appeal to a larger demographic and audience, which is understandably in other countries. So they have to do stuff like this to, adapt. Personally, I don't really mind when they premiered the brand new episodes of the show. I will be watching regardless as a super fan of Doctor Who. It doesn't concern me. What does concern me is I feel like the show's ratings and viewership on TV may drop though. Because again, a lot of the audience will have already seen it on Disney Plus the night before or several hours before. What's the point of seeing it on TV? Unless you are a super fan and you want to see the episodes twice, of course. But a lot of people don't. The only people really watching on TV might be the older generation who don't have access to the streaming platforms, or people that don't want to pay for those streaming platforms. This has arguably heavily split the fandom in 2. A lot of people are devastated about this and genuinely annoyed at RTD for this, and I personally think that's the wrong move. This isn't RTD's fault. He doesn't have all the control over the show. It's also now Disney and BBC and whatever contract they're signed. It's unfair to put the blame on him, because it's pretty clear by these Instagram posts on screen that he also thinks that maybe this is a bad idea and it should go back to normal. But it also does make a lot of sense. They want to appeal to a different demographic and more people. This is what a lot of streaming platforms and companies are doing with movies and TV shows. This isn't out of the blue. This is a trend that's been catching on slowly. I'm personally not one to complain about seeing content early or there being 2 episodes for a premiere. I love the idea of seeing 2 episodes early. It's great. But I think the thing that lets it down is the fact there's only 8 episodes in this series, one of the lowest amount of episodes ever for New Who. I'm not personally one to complain about this sort of thing, but if we're only getting 8 episodes, I would much rather each episode release week by week instead of getting 2 immediately. I feel like that would just be a completely better idea, and it's sticking to tradition. If we are going to do all this new stuff, which I can completely see why they're doing, can we at least stick to an episode a week instead of getting 2 episodes at the beginning like a premiere, very much like a Star Wars Marvel show? And I think that's what people are kind of concerned about. But let's be real, Doctor Who is a BBC show. Now, I personally don't really care about what time it's on. I'll happily watch it in the morning, I'll happily stay up late for it, I don't mind. But this is a BBC show. it is a British show. So I do completely get why people are annoyed. And like I've said in this video several times, I get both sides. I completely do. And I get why people and fans are especially annoyed about this. Because, again, it is a British show. It isn't an American show. But at the same time, they are doing a Disney partnership and a deal. So it does make sense, and I feel like people do need to understand from a business perspective that Russell T Davies doesn't have all his cards in this. He doesn't make all the decisions, and also this does make sense from a business standpoint. But one point I will repeat over and over again is that this will inevitably affect the viewership ratings for its run on TV. When people can watch it early on BBC iPlayer and Disney Plus, who really wants to go and watch it on TV unless you want to watch a rerun of it? Then even if you want to do that, if you've got access to either BBC iPlayer or Disney Plus, you're going to go there. Maybe older people might want to go and watch it on TV because that's what's easiest for them, but the majority of people know how to work BBC iPlayer. It's free if you have a TV license. A solution that a lot of fans have said about is, why don't you just release the episode on TV first at 6:30, but also release it on Disney Plus and BBC iPlayer at the exact same time at 6:30 GMT. Yes, it will be a bit earlier in America, but it won't be 12 AM early. It will be the morning, but it, again, won't be that early. To me, that just makes it so much better. You can either watch it online on BBC iPlayer or Disney Plus, or you can watch it on TV at the exact same time. And then for everybody else, it's there when they wake up or just there. I feel like this works so much better than it being 12 AM for a lot of UK fans. Again, where at the moment, that's where the largest demographic of fans are, in the UK. Of course, the show is big in other countries like America and other territories, but undoubtedly it is the biggest in the UK. That's where a lot of its fandom is held. So this just makes a lot more sense than it being at 12 AM for us.
Played them all, Doctor. I toyed with supernovas, turned galaxies into spinning tops. I gambled with God and made him a jack-in-the-box. I made a jigsaw out of your history. Did you like it? The master was dying and begged for his life with one final game. And when he lost, I sealed him for all eternity inside my gold tooth.
But please, feel free to comment down below what you think about this. I'm very open to people's thoughts and suggestions on this, because everyone will have a different view and opinion on this, so please feel free to comment down below. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next Samuel Who video.